Moving sir, start.
नहमदुहु व नुसल्ली अला रसूलिहिल करीम अम्मा बाद फ़अऊज़ु बिल्लाहि मिनश शैतानिर रजीम बिस्मिल्लाहिर रहमानिर रहीम। शुरू करता हूँ मालिक अर्ज़ो समा के बाबरकत नाम से जो रहमान और रहीम है कि गुलों के जिस्म में खुशबू उतार देता है, गुलों के जिस्म में खुशबू उतार देता है, जलाले हुस्न तो परवरदिगार देता है। वो टाँक टाँक के रोशन तबस्सुमों के गुलाब गमे हयात की जुल्फ़ें संवार देता है। वो लफ्ज लफ्ज को देता है मोतियों की चमक, वो हर्फ हर्फ को जलवे हजार देता है। उसी के हुक्म से अब्रे करम बरसता है, शजर शजर को वो रंगे बहार देता है। उसी खालिक लहो कलम के नाम से हम अपनी इस महफिल का आगाज करते हैं कि सफ़हे फिक्र को तहरीर अता करता है, लफ्ज लफ्ज को तफसीर अता करता है। सिर्फ दिन को ही मुनव्वर नहीं रखा उसने, शब की जुल्मत में भी तनवीर अता करता है। सावित्री बाई फुले पुणे यूनिवर्सिटी, सदर अराकीन महात्मा गांधी विद्या मंदिर, आर्ट्स कॉमर्स एंड साइंस कॉलेज मालेगांव सिटी के प्रिंसिपल एस.सी. हाड़े सर, वाइस प्रिंसिपल डॉक्टर आरिफ अंजुम सर, आज के हमारे कीनोट स्पीकर डॉक्टर राकेश पाटिल सर, सीईओ डॉक्टर शकीब अहमद, IQAC कोऑर्डिनेटर डॉक्टर हमदानी रिजवाना मैम, सदर शोबे सियासियात डॉक्टर अंसारी नसीम मैम, फिजिकल डायरेक्टर प्रोफेसर रिजवान खान सर, लाइब्रेरियन SD जादव सर, टीचिंग नॉन टीचिंग स्टाफ मेंबर्स, all participants and dear students, assalamu alaikum and a very good morning to all of you. आर्ट्स कॉमर्स एंड साइंस कॉलेज मालेगांव सिटी के बोर्ड ऑफ स्टूडेंट्स डेवलपमेंट के इस वेबिनार में आप तमाम का खैर मकदम है, आप तमाम का स्वागत है। आज का हमारा ये प्रोग्राम है, इसका एक ब्रीफ इंट्रोडक्शन मैं आपके सामने पेश करना चाहता हूँ। हमारा ये जो वेबिनार है इसका टाइटल है वाटर कंजर्वेशन टेक्निक्स, पानी की हिफाजत किस तरीके से की जाए, इस पर हमारा ये वेबिनार आज मुनक़िद किया गया है। हम जानते हैं कि पानी जो है अल्लाह ताला की बेशुमार नेमतों में से एक बड़ी नेमत है और ये इंसान की बुनियादी ज़रूरत है और इसी पर तमाम जानदारों की ज़िंदगी का दारो मदार है। कहा जाता है कि जल ही जीवन है, ये आब हयात है। इंसान को इसकी अहमियत और ज़रूरत उस वक्त समझ में आती है जब वो प्यासा होता है और प्यास की शिद्दत उसे बेचैन व बेकरार कर देती है। इंसान की बहुत सारी ज़रूरतें पानी ही से पूरी होती हैं। इससे मुर्दा ज़मीनें सरशब्द व शादाब होती हैं और बागों में फल फूल लहलहाने लगते हैं। इससे इंसान पाक व साफ होता है और ज़ाहिरी नजासत मैल कुचैल दूर करता है। अगर पानी ना हो तो बस्तियां वीरान हो जाएं, कारोबार हयात मुतासिर हो, चरिंद परिंद तड़प करके मर जाएं और तामीर इमारत का लामुतनाही सिलसिला खत्म हो जाए। इसलिए पानी की हिफाजत के इसलिए पानी की हिफाजत किस तरीके से हम कर सकते हैं, उसी को मद्देनजर रखते हुए सावित्री बाई फुले पुणे यूनिवर्सिटी ने कैच द रेन के नाम से एक मुहिम शुरू की है। उसी सिलसिले की एक कड़ी आज का हमारा ये वेबिनार है। आज के हमारे वेबिनार के वेलकम नोट के लिए मैं सिटी कॉलेज के हर दिल अजीज वाइस प्रिंसिपल डॉक्टर आरिफ अंजुम सर को इनवाइट करता हूं कि वो आए और आज के हमारे इस वेबिनार का वेलकम नोट प्रेजेंट करें। डॉक्टर आरिफ अंजुम सर।
Thank you, Mubin sir. Good morning to all of you. आज के हमारे की नोट स्पीकर डॉक्टर राकेश पाटिल सर, एलबीएच पंचवटी कॉलेज नासिक। हमारे कॉलेज के एसडीओ, एक्टिव एसडीओ प्रोफेसर मुबीन सर, रिजवान सर, इमरान सर, डॉक्टर शकील सर और दीगर तमामी टीचर्स एंड स्टूडेंट। जैसा कि कॉलेज में हम बहुत सारी एक्टिविटीज से करते रहते हैं, एक एक्टिविटी आज हम करने वाले हैं, वेबिनार ऑन व्हाट वेरियस टेक्निक्स ऑन वाटर कंजर्वेशन। वाटर कंजर्वेशन के ऊपर कौन कौन सी टेक्निक्स हैं, इसके बारे में तफसील से आज के हमारे जो की नोट स्पीकर हैं डॉक्टर राकेश पाटिल सर, वो हमको डिटेल्स में बताएंगे। राकेश पाटिल सर का मेरा पर्सनली काफ़ी लंबा रिलेशन रहा है। सर के साथ में म्यूजिक कॉलेज में काम किया हूँ और हमारा लॉन्ग टर्म रिलेशन रहा है। और सबसे इम्पोर्टेंट बात ये है कि सर को मैंने एक कॉल किया और सर ने उसी वक्त फौरन हाँ कर दिया कि सर ये प्रोग्राम करने के लिए मैं तैयार हूँ। और सर ने काफ़ी एफर्ट्स करके उसके लिए पावर पॉइंट प्रेजेंटेशन भी प्रिपेयर किया है। तो मैं कॉलेज की तरफ से, प्रिंसिपल शिवानंद हड़े सर की तरफ से, मेरी तरफ से सर मैं आपको थैंक यू करता हूँ और आपको वेलकम करता हूँ इस प्रोग्राम में, और सभी पार्टिसिपेंट्स को भी वेलकम करता हूँ और एसडीओ डिपार्टमेंट को मैं बेस्ट विशेष देता हूँ आज के वेबिनार के लिए। थैंक यू। ओवर टू मुबीन सर।
थैंक यू वेरी मच सर। ये थे हमारे कॉलेज के वाइस प्रिंसिपल डॉक्टर आरिफ अंजुम सर, जो शुरकाए वेबिनार का इस्तकबाल कर रहे थे, ख़ासतौर से हमारे कीनोट स्पीकर डॉक्टर राकेश पाटिल सर के ताल्लुक से अपने ख्यालात का इजहार कर रहे थे। अब मैं आज के हमारे कीनोट स्पीकर डॉक्टर राकेश पाटिल सर के इंट्रोडक्शन के लिए साइंस फैकल्टी के इंचार्ज प्रोफेसर रिजवान सर को इनवाइट करता हूं कि वो आज आएं और हमारे कीनोट स्पीकर डॉक्टर राकेश पाटिल सर का इंट्रोडक्शन पेश करें। इस शेर के साथ मैं रिजवान सर को आवाज़ दूंगा कि आप आए तो बहारों ने लुटाई खुशबू, आप आए तो बहारों ने लुटाई खुशबू, फूल तो फूल थे कांटों से भी आई खुशबू। रिजवान सर, ओवर टू यू सर।
थैंक यू सर, बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया आपने मुझे इनवाइट किया। गुड मॉर्निंग टू ऑल ऑफ यू एंड वेलकम टू टुडेज सेशन। दिस इज प्रोफेसर रिजवान अहमद from Department of Chemistry. It's a great pleasure for me to introduce our speaker today, who is going to talk to us about the topic. Our speaker, Dr. Rakesh Vasantrao Patil, is Assistant Professor from Department of Geography, MDV's LVH Art Science and Commerce College, Panchvati, Nashik. He has qualified NET exam. He is about to receive degree of PhD in Geography. He has teaching experience for undergraduate 14 years and postgraduate 11 years. He has completed one minor research project sponsored by Savitribai Phule Pune University, Pune. He has published 14 research papers in international journals. He has presented research papers in 4 international conferences, 3 national conferences, 7 state level. He delivered lectures and speeches at 5 state level, 2 university level, and 28 regional levels on various topics. So please join me in welcoming Dr. Rakesh Vasantrao Patil sir. Thank you very much.
थैंक यू सर। ये थे हमारे साइंस फैकल्टी के इंचार्ज प्रोफेसर रिजवान सर, जो राकेश पाटिल सर का इंट्रोडक्शन पेश कर रहे थे। अब मैं बगैर किसी तमहीद और ताख़ीर के आज के हमारे कीनोट स्पीकर डॉक्टर राकेश पाटिल सर को इनवाइट करता हूं कि वो आए और वाटर कंजर्वेशन टेक्निक्स पर अपना पेपर प्रेजेंट करें, हमारे तलबा को और दीगर पार्टिसिपेंट्स को गाइड करें। मैं इस शेर के साथ सर को इनवाइट करता हूं कि जज्बे सोज़े तलब को बेकरां करते चलो, जज्बे सोज़े तलब को बेकरां करते चलो, कू बकू रोशन कारवां करते चलो, छीन लाओ आसमां से महरमा की अजमतें और टूटे झोपड़ों को ज़ूफ़ेशां करते चलो. डॉक्टर प्रोफेसर राकेश पाटिल सर, ओवर टू यू सर.
Thank you, sir. Thanks a lot. Very good morning, all of you. It's my pleasure among with you. Honorable Principal, Arts, Commerce and Science College, Malegaon City, Dr. Shivanandaji Hale, sir. My friend, my philosopher, good academician and good administrator, Jindadil, Honorable Vice Principal, Dr. Arif Anjum, sir. Student Development Officer, very energetic and dynamic Professor Mubin Nazir sir, IQAC Coordinator Rizwana ma'am, Science Faculty Professor Rizwan sir, my friend Dr. Imran sir, Abrar Ansari sir, all participants and my dear students. It's my pleasure to be with you and present the topic water conservation techniques in front of you. Actually, this topic is very essential in today's era as the natural resources are very rapidly decreasing and our demands for these natural resources are increasing day by day. There are several reasons, several factors are there by which we are deteriorating the natural resources and we are losing our valuable resources. So I am trying to concentrate on water, one of the essential resource that we have to conserve. And I am very happy and I am feeling very pleasure that this topic is given to me for presentation purpose. So I am very thankful for the organizing committee of Arts, Commerce and Science College, Malegaon City, that they have given me the opportunity to present this topic, water conservation techniques, in front of you. So already my introduction is given by the Rizwan sir. So now I proceed with my presentation. See, we are going to learn these points or try to discuss these points. First of all, introduction, then what is the water conservation, need and importance of water conservation, major uses of water conservation. After that, reasons to conserve water and ways of water conservation, traditional water conservation methods in rural area, and modern methods of water conservation. So the last point is very essential point, but before going to discuss this point, the modern methods of water conservation, we have to discuss about the other points also, so that it will be a complete presentation. So I am trying to present this topic in front of you. This may not be a complete presentation because time may not permit me to give all details about this, but I am trying to give whatever be the important points that we will discuss in this presentation. So first of all, what is water? So as Mubin sir has already told that Jal hi Jeevan hai. That means water is a life. So water is very important for everyone living in this world. And to imagine life without water is impossible. One cannot live without water for more than 2 to 3 days. Maximum 2 days or 3 days, that is possible. But it depends upon the health of a particular person. Okay, so water is a simple liquid that is of great importance for human life as well as sustenance. See, though our earth is made up of three spheres, that spheres are lithosphere, that means the sphere of land, hydrosphere, that means the sphere of water, and atmosphere, that means sphere of air. So large part of our earth surface is covered by water. So water is very large part of our life also. But if we consider the earth, so 71% of our earth is made up of water. So water is very essential thing and everyone needs water. But what is important in this thing is that the water which we use, that means the fresh water, that is very limited one. So water is very large part of our life. So 57 to 75% of our body is made out of the liquid. That means water is essential for that. So whatever the blood, so blood also contains water. So our daily activities are so much dependent on water that we cannot even live without water for a single day or 2 days. So water is essential for life and it is very important to save water as well. So this is the introductory part. Then what is mean by water conservation? So basically, water conservation is the practice of using water efficiently to reduce unnecessary water uses. So we have to use water. We don't curtail the water, or we cannot say that we won't use water. We have to use water, but that use of water should be efficient, and there should not be any wastage. Unnecessary water use should not be there. So it is very important to use our present water sources judiciously and to try to save as much water as possible. So whatever be the water that we were using, that will be of wherever required, and whatever in the manner that is required, how much water is required, that much only we should use. So it is very important to realize water conservation benefits and also to implement those in our day-to-day life also. So water conservation encompasses the policies, strategies, and activities to manage fresh water as a sustainable resource and efforts to protect the water environment while maintaining a balance between current and future human demands. See, human demands, though the demand for water today may not be very high, or we are, that means getting whatever be the water that we are requiring, uh, somewhat less or more manner, but still there is not a big caste in between the people of the world. But after some time, this demand will get very high, and that time there may be a scarcity of water that we will face. Okay, and there will be a huge chaos about the water. You may have heard about one example of South Africa, Cape Town. The municipal corporation or the local self government, they have declared that they couldn't supply water to the people or citizen of that particular city. That means they declared these things that they don't have water and they could not supply that water to the people. This situation may take place in our cities. Cape Town is very big city, metro city, and such a type of situation, if it is there in Mumbai or in Bangalore or in Delhi or in Chennai, then what will happen? See, the people and the cars and the quarrel between the people, that will very uh, enlarge due to these particular things, or there will be a big problem of water if the demand will get increasing in this manner. Then why there is a need of water conservation and what is the importance of water conservation is, so human demands, as I told you, that are increasing day by day, but the natural resources are in a limited quantity. Whatever be the natural resources, though some of the natural resources are renewable and some of them are non renewable, so water is a renewable thing, but after some time this renewable natural resource may get converted into a fund resource or non renewable resource. It may possible because fresh water supplies or fresh water storage is very limited one. The adult human uses on an average about 100 gallons of water a day, which may seem to be a small figure, but with the rising population and depleting water sources, there is a fear that one day there will not be enough water sources available to meet even drinking demands. That means for drinking purpose also, we may not have the water, or there may be a scarcity of water for drinking purpose itself. So this situation is again we are experiencing in tribal belts of Maharashtra also, where there are the dams are there, but at the foothills of that dams, the people, the tribal people, they don't get water. So this social problem is also there, as it is environmental problem, natural problem. Along with that, we have to consider it in a social way also. So there are some important facts about the water. 97% of all water on the earth is salt water. As I told you, 71% of our surface is made up of water. That means ocean, seas, and all that things. But mostly 97% of that water is a salt water, and which is not suitable for drinking purpose. That we cannot use for domestic purpose or for drinking purpose. Only 3% of water on earth is a fresh water. Fresh water is only 3%, and only zero point 0.5 is available for drinking purpose. So what about that 2.5 which is remaining? So other 2.5% of fresh water is locked in ice caps, glaciers, and into the atmosphere in the form of water vapor, in the soil as a soil water, or under the earth surface, that means as a groundwater, or is too polluted for consumption. That means most of the water is also polluted. So water pollution is also one of the big problem that we are facing today, as our development is growing fast. So we are also polluting our environment, we are polluting our natural resources, we are polluting our water resources also. So this is the need of our. So we can measure and estimate water wasted due to leaks. If we consider how much water that we are wasting, simple. You have the tab in your home or at your workplace also. If suppose one tab is leak, okay, and there are some in 1 minute some drop of drips of water that is wasting. Okay, simple. Count the number of drips in 1 minute from a leaky picture. That means one tap. If the number of drips per minute is 30, that means if you measure that it is the 30 drips of water that are wasting due to the leaky tab or fixture, then there will be a daily waste. It will be near about 16.353 liters. That means near about 16.5 liters of water will get wasted. If you estimate it for month, then there will be a nearly 491 liters of waste in 30 days. And if you estimate it for year, then there is a huge water loss, that is 5,960 liters of water will get wasted due to one leak tab, which is dripping for 30 drips per minute. ओके, जस्ट यानी एक 30 ड्रिप उसमें से बूंदे 1 मिनट में गिर रही है, तो ईयरली वेस्ट विल बी 5,960 liters. A huge loss of water will be there. So it is a high time that we must start saving water today, so that it will be available to us in the future. So we need to think of future generation. If we go on wasting our water resources recklessly, then it is obvious that in future we will not have a sufficient supply of water. So unless we become more concerned with how we use our water today. So we have to consider the uses of water today, then only our future generations will be, they will use these water resources. So if you want sustainable development, then we have to start the conserving water as well as our natural resources today itself. Okay, we have to step forward for these things. And as an academician, as we are a literate people, so it's our responsibility to create a awareness among the other people, the common people, because they don't know even all these things, how the water conservation is there or what is the need of water conservation. So we have to convey this message to them. So the next thing is major uses of water, where the water is basically used. As we know that we use water for daily household purposes like drinking, cleaning, washing and cooking, etc. What is also majorly used for agricultural activities, for irrigation purpose, for getting highest yields. There is a requirement of water for chemical fertilizers. There is a requirement of water, and that leads to irrigation. So most widely used methods of producing electricity is also requiring water as a major source. So for electricity generation also, today the idle power generation projects are in alarming, that means we are depending on that very much today. So in that also, in idle power generation also, water is required. Water is used for many industrial purposes. In many industries, such as in iron and steel industry or in chemical industry and variety of other industries, they require water at various purposes, at various levels, at various activities. And what is also used for commercial applications also, such as water parks may be there, or there may be other companies that are using water for making some commercial products. Then reasons to conserve water. Why we have to conserve water? So it minimizes the effects of drought and water shortages. By reducing the amount of water we use, we can better protect against future drought years. That means if you conserve water today, then there will be a relaxation of drought years or droughts which are there in a future. We don't know if in future there will be a rainfall, or certainty of rainfall is not predicted, or monsoon. If we consider India, monsoon is highly unpredictable. In one year it gives a very huge amount of water, a huge amount of rainfall, but in other year there may not be a sufficient rainfall happens in a places. So also it is also highly varied as compared to the spatial scenario if you consider. So some places may get very huge rainfall in a particular time or in a short period of time, and at one places there is a drought completely, where a few drops of water are also not available. So to minimize these effects of droughts and shortage of water, there is a requirement of conservation of water. Is also it guards against rising cost and political conflict. See, if the water supply is inadequate, so it will lead to rising cost of variety of different products will get increased, because whatever be the food products, that will be that means the cost of that will get increased. Okay, the other things, suppose we are preparing electricity with the help of hydel power generation, that will also cost high. If there is no water, that means hydel power generation will not be there, so electricity will be costlier. Then there will be a less food supplies, that means yielding capacity of a soil will get decreased as due to shortage of water. As water is essential for every human being, because our body requires water. If water shortages are there, we didn't get proper water supply for drinking purpose also, then what will happen? The health hazards, the health problems will also get increased. We know that in between the states of India also there are conflicts about the water, and same thing is about the nations. In between the nations, that means India, China, there is a always conflict about the water among these countries. So these conflicts between the countries and within the states and within some districts of states, that will increase in future if there is an inadequate supply of water. Okay, so to avoid all these situations, we must conserve water. Also, there is again one thing, that it helps to preserve our environment. See, reducing water uses reduces the energy required to process and deliver it, which in turn helps reduce pollution and conserve fuel resources. If we use more water, what will happen? The water which is required for other purposes, there will be a shortage of that. Okay, so our environment, the pollution of environment will get increased due to all these things. If water supply is less, so the pollution will increase. Okay, so we have to then depend on other resources also, fuel resources, if water shortage is there. As I told you earlier, that hydel power generation, if water conservation is not there, water is not available, hydel power generation will not take place, and we have to depend on other fuel resources then. That means crude oil, or we may say fossil fuels, and burning of fossil fuels create pollution, and that also deteriorate our environment. Then the next thing is that it makes water available for recreational purposes. If water is there, water is available, then only we may have the water parks, or we may have that trees and lawns and flowers and gardens, swimming pools, spas and golf courses, or fountains in our gardens. So all that is possible as because of availability of fresh water or availability of water. If water is not there, what will happen? All these will be banned completely. Okay, or there will be no lawns, no trees, no vegetation gardens, or natural scenery will get affected also. Okay, then it builds safe and beautiful communities. See, many a times nowadays in a summer season, we are experiencing fires at various places. Okay, in a forest area as well as in urban areas also, we are experiencing our fires due to various reasons. But firefighters, they require water, and if water is not available, what will happen? Though the firefighters wills to stop or cover control the fire, they couldn't, because the availability of water will not be there. Okay, hospitals, they require water, gas stations require, or petrol pumps that require water to control various things. street cleaners, they require water, health clubs, gyms, restaurants, all these places, our daily needs, all that things, they require water at every place. And it becomes a very beautiful community if water is available. But think, when the water is not available, you are going in one particular restaurant, your favorite restaurant, they are providing you the food that you want, but you are asking for water, they are giving it to you, but with a higher cost, suppose 100 liters, 100 rupees per liter water bottle, then what will happen? Okay, you will say that how it is possible, पानी के भी पैसे देने पड़ेंगे क्या? Yes, this thing will be there in near future, that we have to pay money, a very high money for water. We are paying it, that 20 rupees for per liter Bisleri water, but this will very worsen in coming days. So ways of water conservation, how we could conserve the water. There are some ways. So every drop of water counts. So we use only actually needed and do not waste the water. This is one an important thing that we have to consider at every place, every time. That single drop of water should not be wasted. Whatever be the water which is needed, that only the water that we have to use. Promote water conservation in communities, newsletters, or on bulletin boards. As we are working in a educational institutes, we have to create messages, or we have to spread messages among our students, their parents, and our society, that we have to conserve water. Encourage our students, our friends, our neighbors, and co-workers to contribute in this particular campaign to conserve water. Plant more and more trees to increase transpiration and helps recharge groundwater, because trees are helping us to recharge groundwater and to avoid the floods. Encourage rainwater harvesting at the community level as well as municipal level. Rainwater harvesting is one of the techniques that we are going to discuss in detail in this presentation. Then after that, make sure that your home is leak free and there are no leaking tab. As I told you, there is a huge loss of water uh, in a leaking tabs. So do not leave the tap running while you are brushing your teeth or soaping your face. When washing the car, use water from a bucket, not a hose pipe or pipe, which helps to reduce about 50% of water used for washing your car. Don't wash your homes with the hose pipes also. That is also practiced in Malegaon or in Nasik also. Most of the people, they wash their gardens and their wall compounds with the hose pipe. That should not practice. So while watering your lawns, do not waste water and use only the amount that is required. The sprinklers should be used basically for watering the lawns, or drip irrigation will be a very good alternative for that. So do not throw away water that has been used for washing vegetables. Use it to water plants or to clean the floors, etc. So these are some of the ways by which we can conserve water. The list is not limited for this. So this list may be very big, but these are some of the points that we can concentrate on. Then the next thing is that traditional water conservation methods that are practiced in rural area. See, our India, we are practicing, or we are conserving the water resources from year olds. So cools are the divergent channels that carry water from a glacier to village, often spanning long distances with some over 10 kilometers long. So they are the lifeline of people of Spiti Valley of Himachal Pradesh and in Jammu. So the water from glaciers that they are using for their domestic purpose. Then the next thing is bamboo drip irrigation system. This was also practiced in some parts of our India, just like Meghalaya. So this system of water conservation and uses of stream and spring water is done using bamboo pipes. See here, the one figure is, or a picture is given here. The small bamboo is giving or drops of water to the big size bamboo. So practiced in Meghalaya, its a primary purpose is to irrigate plantations. So plantation agriculture is basically practiced there. And this 200 years old system involves 80 to 20 liters of water entering the bamboo pipe systems every minute to irrigate the fields downhill. That means they are utilizing this water for their agricultural purpose. Then the next thing is Johad, which are there in Rajasthan, a crescent-shaped small check dam built from earth and rock to intercept and conserve rainwater. This particular system is helps to improve percolation. That means recharging of groundwater, uh, especially in the drought-prone areas of Rajasthan. Nowadays, it is practiced in our Maharashtra also. We called it as Kolhapur type Bandhara, KT wares that we called it as. So they are practicing in various rural areas to increase the groundwater or recharge the groundwater and increase the water table of groundwater. Then the next one is Jabo, which is practiced in Nagaland basically, means the impounding water, known locally Ruja system. It is a unique combination of water conservation with animal care, forest, and agriculture. So mostly practiced in Nagaland. So Zobo or Zabo is used to deal with a lack of drinking water supply. Basically, first of all, the water is used for drinking purpose. After that, that is used for rearing cattle. That means cattle drinking purpose. After that, that water get used for agricultural purpose, and after that, it is used for forest or plantation. So not a single drop of water is wasted here in Jabo. So this is a traditional method, but still, which is very useful and effective method to conserve water. Then the next one is Iri. Over a third of irrigation in the Tamil Nadu state being made possible due to it. So whenever a king wins a war or he has new child born, or during king or prince birthday, these tanks were built as per history. So in history, the tanks were built and that was used for basically for drinking and household water uses in Tamil Nadu. And nowadays also these iris are being used in rural areas of Tamil Nadu states. Then the next one is Khadin, which are also in Rajasthan. Basically, Khadin is a water conservation system designed to store surface runoff water for the purpose of agriculture. So it entails an embankments built around a slope. So where there is a slope, to the opposite of the slope, they creates one obstacle or build one particular embankment and which collects the rainwater in an agricultural field. So this helps moisten the soil and helps in preventing the loss of topsoil. So topsoil water, soil water is maintained here. So common in the areas of Jaisalmer and Barmer in Rajasthan. So also in our areas also we are practicing this Khadin. Then the next one is Virdas, which is basically practiced in Gujarat in Kutch region. So developed by the nomadic Maldhari tribes of Ran of Kutch. So Virdas are shallow wells dug within a natural depression. That means a jheel. Jheel means you know what is jheel is pond-like structure. Since the area around is very saline, when rainwater seeps down the soil, it collects over the saline groundwater due to the difference in density. See, rainwater is less dense as compared to the saline water. So rainwater appears up as compared to the salt water, and these tribal men they carry these rainwater from the wells. So the tribesmen identify areas on basis of flow of the monsoon runoff and build these shallow wells in the jheels or in the ponds. Then Surangam is also Surangam. That means Surang, जो बोलते हैं हम हिंदी में सुरंग. A complex maze of fine tunnels are built, which constitutes horizontal wells dug in a laterite rocks. So it can be of varying lengths and can even go up to 300 meters of depth. So water is collected into a storage tank using gravitational force, and vertical shafts are provided for airflow. Basically, the Surangam is practiced in Karnataka and Kerala. Then after that, there is Ahar pines. This is basically practiced in Bihar. Basically, Ahar and pines, these two things are there. So Ahar consists of a catchment basin embanked on three sides at the end of a rivulet or a canal that leads from a river. So pines are artificial channels which were constructed to use river water for agriculture. This process starts from the river, from where the water goes to the pines and eventually lands up in an ahar. So commonly in South Bihar. जैसे कि this is a stream from a river. After that, this water will get collected in one ahar. So ahar and pines. This stream is we call it as canal-like structure is called as pine. Then the next one is kund or kundis. So usually dotting the areas of Rajasthan and Gujarat, they have a saucer-shaped catchment area. Saucer, that means आप जो चाय के लिए use करते हो saucer. So saucer shaped catchment area sloping towards the center to where the well is situated. So well is there, and this well is collecting water from the other areas. Usually the depth and the diameter of these cones depends upon the purpose of its use. And basically it is used for drinking as domestic purposes. This is one article day before yesterday it comes. So there was, as it is in Marathi, but you can read it, Parige. This is basically in Karnataka, Tumkur region. They have rejuvenated this Tala Parige. That means this was a age-old technique. But most of the time क्या होता है कि हम पुरानी बातें भूल जाते हैं. So this was not used from 1960, but nowadays people realize that they could get water from this. So they have rejuvenated these Tala Parige, and surprisingly, they get huge amount of water. They avoid their water shortage because of these Tala Parige. So we have to consider these techniques that we were using in our history also. Okay. Now, this is about all the traditional ways of water conservation or traditional ways of using water. Now, there are some modern methods of water conservation are also there. So basically, there are rainwater syringe, joy pump, cycle run water pumps, and rooftop rainwater harvesting. These are some of the techniques or some of the methods that we have to consider. So first of all, we'll consider about rainwater syringe. So what is this? So most of the open wells and tube wells in coastal areas contain salt water due to seepage of seawater. Water get contaminated due to seawater. That means that water doesn't remain as a potable water, drinking water, as because of seepage of seawater. To avoid this problem, the solution has evolved in Antoji in Kerala. They have innovated a cost-effective method for harvesting rainwater in coastal areas. So rainwater is collected from the rooftops of houses and stored in a pressure tank on the ground. And with the help of PVC pipe, water is lowered below sea level. See, sea level is 16 to 24 feet. So water, seepage of salt water could take place up to sea level only. Below sea level, the sea water could not penetrate or seepage could not be there. So whatever this PVC pipe that goes below sea level, and they pour that fresh water or rainwater underground. So the water is retained in the underground water column, which is then harvested during summer by a simple piston pump or motor by constructing a tube well in the vicinity. So it has proved successful in diluting recharging groundwater in coastal areas of Kerala, and Antoji has installed 150 tanks in different parts of Kerala. So it is proven very successful in coastal region, basically in coastal region. Why? Because in coastal region, though the water is available, but all water may not be useful for drinking purpose or for domestic purpose or for other industrial purpose. So for that, they have developed this technique, and this is a very useful technique. The name of this technique is rainwater syringe. Okay. So this is one structure, one picture is here about this rainwater syringe that you could see. Okay. Then the next technique is joy pump. This is a very interesting one, which can practiced in our ZP schools or in our rural schools also. So this innovation was designed to mitigate water scarcity problems in villages with no clean surface water source, no electricity, and poor monetary capacity. That means there are poor people that could not afford the electricity, or electricity may not be available in that area, and surface water is not useful for drinking purpose. So what we can do, we can store the rainwater underground. Okay, and to fetch that underground water, the joy pumps could be used. So attached below a merry-go-round wheel or a seesaw is an arrangement similar to a conventional hand pump. So without using hand pump, we can use such a type of merry-go-rounds. Here, the students who are sitting on that merry-go-rounds and they are enjoying themselves by rotating that wheels. And with the rotating of wheels, what happens? The water get fetched from the underground, 8 to 10 meters underground water, and that is being filled to the tank, which is about 8 to 10 meters above ground. So here underground water is drawn and that is get filled in the overhead tank, and that overhead tank water could be used for drinking purpose, for domestic purpose, or for other purposes also. So large storage tankers could be filled with the help of this technique, or we may just have some seesaws instead of using hand pumps, because hand pumps are not very good mechanism to fetch water, because it creates very obstacles, and there may be a problem, physical problems may happen due to fetching of water due to hand pumps. So to avoid that, here while getting fun or while enjoying the things, we may fetch water. So it can be installed even at a far off place and very easy maintenance. So this is very interesting thing. So it basically a community structure and can be set up in a schools as well as in parks, villages, relief camps. So it has been used in developing countries like India and Africa. So Span Pumps Private Limited, a Pune-based company, Maharashtra Pune company, is designing such pumps in India. So we will have to try such options in our rural areas, especially where the things are very worsen. So the water is not available at a surface. So here, instead of using hand pumps, we should use such a type of joy pumps. Okay. Then the next thing is cycle run water pumps. In our rural area, in our agricultural fields also, some of the farmers, they may not afford electricity, they may not afford the electric water pumps, water आप जो बोलते हैं उसको motor बोलते हैं. A saver of time and cost, electricity and fuel. This technology utilizes human power generated by pedaling a bicycle or cycle to lift water from streams, ponds, canals, and wells. So instead of using electric pumps, we may use our own human power to fetch a water. So when cycle is pedaled, it creates an up and down motion of pistons, and which pressurizes water flow to outlet. A portable model designed for small scale farmers. So any farmer, they can afford these particular cycle run water pumps. So in India, it was conceptualized by a poor farmer from a village of West Bengal. The name of the farmer is Nasiruddin Gayen. In 1980s, he has evolved this in India. Xylem Water Solution, a Vadodara-based company, is also designing and selling this innovation. So we should practice this in our agricultural fields, because our farmers, the poor farmers, they could not afford the electricity. At the many times, the electricity supplies is at night times, and there are dangers of many places. The wild animals attacks and leopard attacks are increasing day by day in many parts of our Maharashtra. So to avoid this, we could have this option, the cycle and water pumps, to fetch water from our wells also. Then the next one is water wheel. This is also one of the innovative technique that is used in Rajasthan especially. So this innovation comes from a foreign visitor who was inspired by a woman from villages of Rajasthan who carried round earthen matkas on head for long distances in hot weather. So many parts of rural India, we have to fetch a water from long distances. We have to get a water, the drinking water from a very long distances. And it was basically a responsibility in rural India of women. So women have to struggle a lot for these things. So this innovation has made carrying water not only an effortless but fun activity. So it is a round wheel shaped storage tanker with an attached handle on top to provide penless mobility. Just like our trolley, it works. It has already become popular in villages of Gujarat, Madhya Pradesh, and Rajasthan also. So it can store up to 10 to 50 liters of water in hygienic condition, and it is designated or designed for lasting on rough terrain and made for high quality plastic. So it is affordable too, costing around 2000 rupees. So once it is invested, we don't have to maintain anything. So it was innovated by a US-based social entrepreneur, Cynthia Coyne, under an organization called Velo. So this is one thing that we could do in rural India. Then the next and very important thing, that technique that we have to practice in urban areas, especially in urban or semi-urban areas, that one can practice, that is rooftop rainwater harvesting. This may practice in rural area also, where there is a scarcity of water. So this method has provided a solution that can be practiced easily in every household. So it is a simple model where the roof acting as a catchment for rainfall. That means roof itself will catch a rainwater, and that will be stored in a storage tank. So which after flowing through a series of filters and pipes is stored in a ground level containers for direct use or recharge into a groundwater also. That means we can recharge groundwater or we can store it in a containers. So this is actually the structure of rainwater harvesting. So here is a roof where there is a continuous guttering is there. The pipes are used. Then rainwater filter is used. After filtration, the water is stored in a rainwater storage tank. After complete filling of the storage tank, the water will get recharged the groundwater. So an area of 1000 square feet with 1 inch of rainfall is estimated to yield 550 gallons of water. Surprisingly, 550 gallons of water we could get by 1 inch of rainfall over a 1000 square feet area. So for an existing building, the cost of water harvesting system can range from 10,000 to 30,000 rupees. So designs have been formulated for both Pakka as well as Kacha houses to make it a household activity. So in a running model, the stored water has been widely used for irrigation purpose, domestic as well as animals use. See, the water which is stored here in water tanks, that is being used for our daily domestic uses, for cleaning purpose, for gardening purpose, okay, for washing. Uh, this water we could use. It may not be useful for drinking purpose, but for other uses, for sanitation purpose, we may use this water. D&D Ecotech Services, Jal Prapat drillers, water harvesters, and Nirmal Jal. All these are some of the reliable service providers of this technology. That means we may get this technology from these service providers. So we may get it, the information of these on net. We just have to type the service providers for rooftop rainwater harvesting. They may give all type of assistance to you. Government is also giving subsidies for roof rainwater harvesting. Some of the governments, they are making it compulsory in some municipal areas of some states that they should practice rainwater harvesting techniques. Then only they may get that completion certificate of one particular building. So for new buildings, the rainwater harvesting is become mandatory, where 100 square meter area is there, more than 100 square meter area is there. So what are the advantages or disadvantages of this rooftop rainwater harvesting? First of all, it is very cheap. That means which cost very less to harvest water, the rainwater. Okay, helps in reducing the water bill. So as we have to pay in municipal areas, we have to pay for water. So that cost of water bill will be reduced. Decrease the demand for water. So demand for water is decreasing as we have to fetch a demand to municipal corporations to provide water for everyone, every houses, and there is a particular slots of water supply. So municipal corporations don't bother about these things then. So promotes both water and energy conservation, improves the quality and quantity of groundwater. So groundwater table will get increased, the stable supply of water will be there. Does not require a filtration system or landscape irrigation. Landscape irrigation, see, if we are having lawns or we are having parks or some other gardens, we are using our municipal water, that is filtered water, that we are using for gardening or for lawn purposes. They may not use that water, which is costly water, that we should not use for irrigation purpose or landscape irrigation. For that, we may use groundwater. So this technology is relatively simple and easy to install and operate. It reduces soil erosion, storm water runoff, flooding, and pollution of surface water with fertilizers, pesticides, metals, and other sediments. So it is an excellent source of water for landscape irrigation with no chemicals and dissolved salts and free from all minerals. There are some few disadvantages maybe there. So there is a requirement of maintenance of rainwater harvesting techniques, and requires some sort of technical skills for installation also. but we may rely on some service providers or some social organizations. They may take some help. We may take help from the social organization. Limited and no rainfall can limit the supply of rainwater. Where there is a rainfall, there we can store water. But if rainfall is not there or sufficient rainfall is not there, then it will be a fail. So if not installed correctly, it may attract mosquitoes and other waterborne diseases also. So there must be a proper installation of rainwater harvesting techniques is also mandatory. So wrong method should not be practiced. One of the significant drawbacks of the rainwater harvesting system is the storage limits. One cannot store very huge amount of water, but we can recharge groundwater. That is the one thing that we have to consider about. So this is all about our techniques of water conservation. If you have any doubt, if you have any queries, you can ask me right now, or you may also mail me on this email that is written over here. My email ID is patilrakesh335 at gmail.com. Thank you for listening me. Uh, it's my pleasure to talk with you. It's my very honor that this opportunity that I get to speak in front of you. Thank you. Thanks a lot, everyone. Thanks a lot, Arts, Commerce, and Science College, Malegaon City, or the organizing committee. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, sir. मैं MGV's आर्ट्स कॉमर्स एंड साइंस कॉलेज मालेगांव सिटी के प्रिंसिपल, वाइस प्रिंसिपल, बोर्ड ऑफ स्टूडेंट्स डेवलपमेंट की जानिब से हमारे आज के कीनोट स्पीकर डॉक्टर राकेश पाटिल सर का दिल की गहराइयों से शुक्रिया अदा करता हूं कि सर ने बेहतरीन तरीके से इस उन्वान पर, इस टॉपिक पर हमारी रहनुमाई फरमाई और हमें बताया कि रीजंस ऑफ वाटर कंजर्वेशन क्या हैं, वेज ऑफ वाटर कंजर्वेशन कितने हैं, किस तरीके से किया जा सकता है वाटर कंजर्वेशन। इसी तरीके से सर ने ट्रेडिशनल मेथड्स क्या है वाटर कंजर्वेशन के, उस पर भी जो है रोशनी डाली। बड़े मुफस्सल अंदाज में डिटेल इंफॉर्मेशन सर ने हमको प्रोवाइड की। मॉडर्न टेक्निक्स क्या हैं, मॉडर्न मेथड्स क्या हैं, विथ एग्जांपल सर ने हमें बताया और पीपीटी का प्रेजेंटेशन तो सर का बड़ा लाजवाब रहा। मैं एक बार फिर तमाम लोगों की जानिब से, कॉलेज की जानिब से, प्रिंसिपल की जानिब से, बीएसडी की जानिब से, वाइस प्रिंसिपल की जानिब से, हमारे कॉलेज के तमाम स्टाफ मेंबरान और स्टूडेंट्स की जानिब से आपका बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया अदा करता हूं सर। और हमारे इस प्रोग्राम के लास्ट स्टेप पर वोट ऑफ थैंक्स के लिए मैं इमरान सर को इनवाइट करता हूं कि वो आए और वोट ऑफ थैंक्स प्रेजेंट करें। इमरान सर।
Thank you. Am I audible?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you very much. On behalf of Mahatma Gandhi Vidya Mandir Arts, Commerce and Science College, Malegaon City, IQC cell and SDO, Department of SDO, Professor, I am myself a Professor Imran Ahmed, NSS Program Officer, presents a sincere vote of thanks to our today's keynote speaker, Dr. Rakesh Patil sir. सर का भी जो है तो जैसे कि हमारे वाइस प्रिंसिपल डॉक्टर आरिफ अंजुम सर ने कहा कि सर का और हमारा जो है तो पुराना दोस्ताना जैसे रहा है। हम लोग जो है तो एमएसजी कॉलेज में साथ में काम कर चुके हैं। Thank you, sir, for being with us. You talked about in this webinar regarding need and importance of water conservation, reasons to conserve the water, ways of water conservation, methods, modern techniques, traditional techniques of water conservation. Sir, thank you very much for being with us. Thanks a lot, sir. And also I am very much thankful to our beloved principal SC Hale sir, vice principal and nodal officer Dr. Aryan Panjum sir, CEO of the college Dr. Shakib Ahmed sir, IQSC coordinator Dr. Hamdani Rizwana ma'am, SDO Professor Mubin Nazir sir, for organizing and cooperating in arranging of this webinar. Also, I am glad to thankful to our participants and teaching and non-teaching staff. And last but not the least, the student and all the participants who listen this webinar. Thank you very much. Thank you. Over to
Thank
Mukesh
you,
sir.
sir. Thank you.
ओके, थैंक यू सो मच सर। मैं आज के हमारे इस प्रोग्राम के इख्तिताम का ऐलान करता हूं कि आज यहाँ पर हमारा ये प्रोग्राम कंप्लीट हुआ। तमाम लोगों का एक बार फिर बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया। थैंक यू वेरी मच ऑल ऑफ यू।
Thank you, sir. Thank you.